A deep rumble breaks the silence of the night sky over Sicily. Mount Etna, Europe's most active volcano, is waking up again. Rivers of melted rock wind down the slopes like fiery snakes, glowing red in the dark. Ash and smoke rise high, a giant plume against the starry sky. This is the raw power of nature, beautiful, terrifying, and unstoppable. For thousands of years, Mount Etna's unpredictable ways have fascinated people and scared them stiff. It's not just any mountain, it's like a living thing. Its eruptions are caused by massive pressure deep inside the earth. The ground shakes, and the air gets thick with the smell of sulfur. For those who live nearby, Mount Etna is a bit like a generous friend, but also a constant worry. Its rich soil helps plants and animals live, but its eruptions can suddenly destroy everything. Understanding Mount Etna's changing moods is key to staying safe. Fountains of lava shoot high into the sky. They look amazing, but they're also a warning. The flowing hot rock swallows up forests and buildings, changing the land forever. Every eruption adds a new chapter to its story, like a new scar on its ancient sides. Mount Etna's power is raw and can't be tamed. A strong reminder that nature is really powerful, a bit like how we know the power of stormy seas. But this time, it's with fire. Its danger is that it's so unpredictable, quiet for years, and then suddenly it bursts back to life. Sometimes the eruptions are gentle, just a bit of a splutter, but other times they're really explosive. This unpredictability keeps scientists and the local people always on the lookout. Life here is like a careful dance. You have to respect the volcano and always be cautious. The mountain gives good things, but it can also take everything away in a flash. These two sides, the good and the bad, are what life is all about on Mount Etna's slopes. Here, the raw power of nature is always just around the corner. The story of Mount Etna is really a story about learning to live when you don't know what will happen next. Long before science came along, people in ancient times explained Etna's anger with myths and legends. The Greeks and Romans believed it was the workshop of Hephaestus, or Vulcan as the Romans called him, gods of fire. They thought the rumbling and smoke from the mountain were signs that the gods were at work. These stories helped them make sense of Etna's scary power. People back then saw Etna as a doorway to another world, full of gods and monsters. One story tells of Typhon, a giant trapped under Etna by Zeus. They said his fiery breath caused the eruptions. That's a bit more dramatic than our own local ghost stories, isn't it? These stories really captured the wild and powerful spirit of the volcano. Roman poets like Virgil and Ovid wrote about how grand it was and its rivers of fire. Their writings tried to explain what it was like to see an eruption, something so huge it was hard to put into words. Etna was always there, reminding them of the Earth's hidden power. It was a place where the usual rules of nature didn't apply, and fire and earth took over. These beliefs show the long and complicated feelings people had about Etna. They were amazed by it, worshipped it, but were also really scared of it. Even though these myths weren't scientific, they show how people back then tried to understand the world around them. Etna wasn't just rock and fire to them, it was like a character in a story, a god, or a powerful force that shaped their lives. Having the volcano nearby really shaped their old culture and the stories they told. Its legend lives on, and you can still hear echoes of it in Sicily's history today. Etna has erupted many times throughout its history, but few were as big as the huge eruption in 1669. It started with small rumbles, but things quickly got much worse when a giant crack opened up on its south side. Lava flowed out, moving incredibly fast, and destroyed everything in its path: vineyards, olive groves, and houses. The sky filled up with ash and nasty gases. The city of Catania was in real danger. The people there tried super hard to make the lava go a different way. It was a bit like how we build walls to stop floods. They tried to build walls to stop the fire. But even with all their hard work, the hot melted rock smashed through the city walls. It even changed the shape of the coast and destroyed lots and lots of buildings. Amazingly, because people left the area, not too many lives were lost, but a huge amount of property was destroyed. But even with all that damage, something new happened. New land was made when the lava poured into the Ionian Sea. The coastline got longer. It's still there today, showing how strong Etna is and how it can change Sicily. It was like nature itself was building new land from the sea. The 1669 eruption was a really important moment for Etna. It showed everyone that it could destroy things, but also make new things. People learned some really important things from it about how the volcano acts. The people living nearby learned that it's super important to always be watchful and prepared. Etna's eruptions can wreck things, but they also change the land, sometimes in big ways. Each eruption really affects the land and the people living there. What happened way back in 1669 still makes a big difference to how people live in Etna's shadow today. Etna is more than just a landmark, it's the maker and shaper of Sicily. For over 500,000 years, eruptions have built up the mountain layer by layer. The ground under eastern Sicily is volcanic, and that shapes the island's environment and farming. Etna's slopes are surprisingly fertile. Volcanic ash breaks down into rich soil packed with minerals. It's not like some heavy, sticky clay soils you might know, but it really works wonders. Vineyards, citrus groves, and olive trees grow really well here, and they draw people in, even with the danger always lurking nearby. The volcano's destructive power is also what makes this land so rich. Old lava flows form amazing hardened rivers of rock, while craters and caves dot the landscape. The area is always changing, like a natural laboratory for studying how volcanoes work. Etna affects the local weather and water supply. Melting snow on its peak feeds rivers and springs. Its eruptions have even changed the shape of the coastline. The volcano's constant activity makes Sicily a really special place in Europe. Life here is a balancing act, living with the risks to get the rewards from this fertile land. It's a bit like how people in Britain have learned to live with the powerful sea that surrounds our island. You respect it and adapt. Etna is the island's active, beating heart, always shaping and reshaping Sicily. You can feel its presence in every part of the landscape. The story of Sicily is tied forever to the story of Etna. So, why does Etna erupt so often and with such force? Well, the answer is hidden deep under Sicily. You see, the African and Eurasian tectonic plates crash into each other right here. This makes a lot of pressure and heat. This crash zone is, you could say, the perfect recipe for volcanoes. As the African plate goes under the Eurasian one, they call that subduction. It melts. This makes magma, which slowly climbs up to the top. Etna sits on top of a complicated system of magma rooms and tunnels, like a chimney for the Earth's fire down below. But the way Etna acts is much more tricky than most other volcanoes. Scientists think there's also something called a mantle plume, or a hotspot, feeding it. This helps keep it so active all the time. This mix of subduction and a hotspot is what makes Etna so special. Its magma is quite runny. This means gases can get out easily, making amazing lava fountains. But sometimes the magma gets thicker, stickier. When that happens, gases get trapped inside. This leads to really big, explosive eruptions. These small but very important differences make it super hard to guess when Etna will erupt. Figuring out this complicated underground pipe system is key to knowing what it might do next. The special way Etna is made under the ground makes it different from other volcanoes. Its eruptions are all different, and they happen a lot. Gap 2S. The volcano's secrets keep scientists all over the world really interested. In the last few decades, Etna has been really active, with eruptions often turning daily life completely upside down. Ash clouds have closed Catania Airport. Remember how that Icelandic ash cloud shut down Schiphol Airport a few years ago? And lava flows have threatened key things like roads and buildings. But life on Etna's slopes just keeps going, shaped by the rhythm of the volcano. The local people lovingly call her Mama Etna. She brings both danger and good things. The rich soil, the special views, and all the tourists it attracts are all gifts from the volcano. Communities are well prepared with detailed safety plans, and they're always ready. In 2017, scientists and tourists were hurt by a surprise blast. It really showed, in a painful way, how unpredictable Etna can be. Eruptions can be amazing to see, but they also cause ash to rain down, which can bury and damage crops and whole villages. Through all this, Sicilians show amazing spirit. They clean up, rebuild, and adapt. A real just-get-on-with-it attitude. The volcano is always there, a constant presence, demanding respect. Modern life here is a mix of deep-rooted traditions and always needing to adapt. Living with Etna means living with not knowing what's next, and with amazing strength. Trying to guess what Etna will do next is a really big job, but today's science gives us some powerful tools. A huge network of sensors keeps an eye on every little shake and every puff of gas from the volcano, all day and all night. Seismometers, GPS stations, and gas sensors are always sending back live information. Scientists look at all this information very closely, always looking for the tiniest signs that an eruption might be coming. Satellites and special heat cameras watch the ash clouds and lava flows from high up, giving us a bird's-eye view. This technology has made it much easier to predict eruptions, so we can warn people and help them leave in time. It's a bit like how our own weather service keeps an eye on the weather, and how special teams watch over our rivers and seas. Early warnings save lives and homes. They change Etna from a scary, unpredictable monster into a danger we can manage, even though it's still a very serious one. Etna is like a natural classroom that's incredibly important, and it brings volcano experts here from all over the globe. The studies done here help us understand all volcanoes around the world much better. The lessons we learn from Etna help keep people safe in communities everywhere. Science and always being watchful are the best ways we have to protect ourselves. The work to fully understand Etna never stops, and it's for the good of all of us. While most of Etna's eruptions are pretty small, there's always the danger of a really catastrophic event. A massive eruption could make the top of the volcano collapse, leading to devastating pyroclastic flows and thick, choking ash rain. The destruction would spread far beyond Sicily, with buildings collapsing, drinking water getting polluted, and farmlands being totally wiped out. A large collapse of one of its sides could trigger a tsunami in the Mediterranean Sea, threatening coastlines for hundreds of kilometers. Air travel and even the climate across Europe could be seriously disrupted, like we saw with that Icelandic volcano a while back. Mass evacuations would be unavoidable, causing a huge impact on people's lives and the economy. Although rare, Etna's long history reminds us that we need to be prepared for what seems unthinkable. Just like we in Britain must always be ready for a major flood disaster. Being watchful and always monitoring are essential for survival. Etna is more than just something from the earth. It's the soul of Sicily. For thousands of years, this mountain has shaped the land and the people who live in its mighty shadow. Its eruptions bring both destruction and new life, and they've made the people of Sicily strong in a very special way. For many, many years, they have learned to respect the mountain's moods and live with them. Etna isn't just seen as a danger, but also as a giver of life, a caring mama. Scientists watch and learn, but the volcano's ancient wild nature is still hard to fully understand. Its eruptions are a powerful reminder that we live on a planet that's always moving and changing. Etna is a powerful sign of nature's wild beauty and its raw power. Its smoking top is always there, watching. It has seen people come and go, and ways of life change for hundreds and hundreds of years. You can see what the volcano has left behind in the land and in the hearts of its people. Etna will keep shaping and changing Sicily for thousands more years. It is, and always will be, the island's fiery, beating heart.